Divine rays.
Have you ever wondered what kind of influence the grandparents of Jesus might have had on his life? The ones who shaped Mary's early years, guided her in faith, and helped nurture the love that she would one day pass on to her son? Hello and welcome everyone. I am Natasha Katara and I am truly pleased to have you join me today. Their names may not appear often in scripture, but behind Mary and ultimately behind Jesus stand two quite faithful figures whose lives still speak to us today. They are parents of Mary and the grandparents of Jesus. We honor them each year on July 26th, celebrating the feast of St. Anne and St.Joachim. Let's journey back to the time of St. Anne and St. Joachim and discover how their faith and love helped lay the foundation for one of the most greatest stories ever told. Although we don't have exact records of their birth or death, tradition tells us that Anne and Joachim lived in Nazareth, a quiet village nestled in the region of Galilee. At that time, daily life revolved around the land. Many people in the region made their living by growing grapes, olives, and grains on the hills surrounding their villages. Families lived and worked closely together. Grandparents, parents, and children, all sharing in the responsibilities of daily life. During harvest season, the whole village would come together to gather the crops. To protect their harvest, villagers took turns, keeping watch from stone towers built to guard the fields from roaming thieves. In the evenings, the villagers would relax and spend time with their children, playing music or sharing stories passed down through generations. It was a close-knit and faithful community. Anne, whose name means grace, was born in Bethlehem, but moved to Nazareth after marrying Joachim. Joachim was a shepherd by trade, and together the couple enjoyed many peaceful years. But they also carried a deep sorrow in their hearts. They had no children. In those days, being childless was seen not just as a personal sadness, but as a public shame. Children were considered a sign of God's blessing, and without them, Anne and Joachim felt isolated. According to some sources, Joachim was a respected man in the community, but even he couldn't escape the harsh gossips and ridicule. One day, after Joachim heard the neighbors making fun of him and Anne for being childless, Joachim consequently withdrew to the desert, where he fasted and did penance for 40 days. Anne remained at home, dressed in mourning clothes, her heart heavy with grief and sadness. A young servant girl, seeing Anne's sorrow, gently reminded her to trust in God's mercy. And God heard their prayers. In time, angels appeared to both Anne and Joachim, assuring them that their longing would have been fulfilled. They would have a daughter, one who would be known throughout the world. Their joy was beyond words when Mary was born, a child chosen for extraordinary destiny. From the very beginning, Mary was dedicated to God. Anne and Joachim raised her in a home filled with love, prayer, and unwavering faith. In their care, Mary learned to listen to God's voice and follow His will, a foundation that prepared her for her role in the greatest story ever told. Pope Francis spoke beautifully about the importance of family in transmitting faith, saying, "In their home, Mary came into the world accompanied by the extraordinary mystery of the Immaculate Conception." Mary grew up in the home of Joachim and Anne. She was surrounded by their love and faith. In their home, she learned to listen to the Lord and to follow His will. St. Joachim and Anne were a part of a long chain of people who had transmitted their faith and love for God and expressed in the warmth and love of family life down to Mary, who received the Son of God in her womb and who gave Him to the world, to us. How precious is the family as a privileged place for transmitting the faith. Although historical details about Anne and Joachim are few, their significance is profound. They are the patrons of those who wish to have children, and as the grandparents of Jesus, they are honored as the patron saints of all grandparents. In today's world, the role of grandparents remains as vital as ever, though too often it goes unrecognized. Many elderly grandparents now spend their later years in old age homes, sometimes far removed from the daily life of their children and grandchildren. As we reflect on the legacy of Saint Anne and Joachim, we are also reminded the profound role grandparents play in shaping lives. They are the storytellers, the teachers, the spiritual anchors of the family. Just as Anne and Joachim nurtured Mary in her faith, today's grandparents continue to plant seeds of love and devotion in the hearts of their grandchildren. Let's cherish them, honor them, listen to them, and walk beside them as long as they are with us. Thank you so much for watching. If the story of Saint Anne and Saint Joachim has touched your heart, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and tap the bell icon so you never miss an inspiring journey of faith. We would love to hear from you. Did your grandparents ever share stories or moments that shaped your life? What's one special memory you carry with you? Share in the comments below, and we would love to hear your story. Wishing you a joyful and blessed feast of Saint Anne and Saint Joachim. May their example guide you, and may their intercession bring love, peace, and faith to your family. Until next time, stay blessed, stay faithful, and may the lives of the saints continue to guide and strengthen you. See you in the next video. And as always, God bless you.